3 reasons on why he won't commit. In this video, you will discover on how to resolve the mystery. Why is your beloved simply not saying those words to you that you desire to have? So if you're ready to discover how to get the man, the mind, and his heart constantly focused on you, then hop into the comment section and say, I'm ready. I'm Antia, founder and creator of the Magnetize Your Man method. And look, this is the channel where we magnetize your man so that the man you want, desires, and pursues you forever. Now, if you like my background or anything else I have to share about this video, then go ahead and give it a like as well. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking that bell. You get notified for more juicy videos coming your way. And lastly, sharing is caring. So take it to a girlfriend or two to have a conversation about it. Now, listen for a surprising added bonus at the end, all the way, so you actually know why this man won't commit to you. And then, of course, how can you turn it around? Number 3, he doesn't commit to you because you don't commit to yourself. So what do I mean by that? When we start dating a man, what oftentimes can happen, that the items that we had on our schedule, like our yoga class, our cocktail night with our girlfriends, and so on, are going to the wayside. Out of the sudden, we're telling ourselves, oh, we don't have to go to that yoga class. We can go next week because he's only available on Thursdays. Or I'm sure my girlfriends will understand if we're going to postpone our cocktail night so I can be available for this man. So now this is actually a slippery slope because you start to abandoning yourself, right? You won't commit anymore to what you committed to. So you're actually leaving yourself. So instead of investing in yourself, you're actually leaving yourself, right? You're taken away from yourself as if it was a bank account, right? You go in more and more debt. And of course, the quality of men that you attract into your life is directly proportional to the relationship that you have to yourself. So if you leave yourself, guess what? He will not commit either, because why would he? Who is he committing to if you give all your power away? Like, he's not gonna like and respect you at the same time, and therefore will move on. Number 2, you are just not vulnerable. So you may make a lot of jokes, you may be a fantastic conversationalist, and you may know the latest gossip, right, to keep the man entertained, but there is no depth. It's just broad, right? It's just wide, and it stays on the surface. But you don't just want to go wide, you also want to go deep. And the man can actually really sense if a woman is truly interesting, fascinating, surprising, and he can truly connect to her. Now, if you stay on the surface and you say, well, Antia, I'm not going to share those kind of stories with a man on a first date, or I don't feel safe to be vulnerable with him, then why in the world should he feel safe to be vulnerable with you? After all, when he commits to you, that's the most vulnerable thing that he can do. He's saying that he's not going to date any other women. And I see this with my women all the time, that they say, well, I'm great. We have a great time. But then the man drops off the earth, or he's just not committing. He's just dragging things along, but he won't go the distance. He still wants to keep his options open. And the reason why is because you haven't found your way into his heart, right? He doesn't really feel that true intimacy that he needs to feel in order to commit. So it's really important for you to be vulnerable, to be in your body, to share something that you normally don't share. Maybe you share that it feels uncomfortable, that you're actually nervous, that you have a pit in your stomach. Anything like that helps you to create a bigger bond to a man who then truly falls in love with you. Now, if you like this content so far, again, give it a like, and shared with a girlfriend as well. Now, an unexpected reason why he won't commit is because you don't empower the masculine inside of him. Look, I just listened to a woman the other day, and she was so in her masculine. I mean, she told him what to do. She's emasculating him all the time. And even though he likes her, he's just not committing to her. Like, he instead has like someone else. And then she just says, like, I know that he has her right now, but he's not going to be committed to her long term because he's going to get bored. And then he's going to come back to me. Yes, he may come back to you, but he's just not going to commit to you because you're not empowering the masculine inside of him. Instead, you almost push him into the feminine. You see, what happens is when you go into your masculine over and over again, the man only has one decision to make, two options when it comes to what happens when he stays in a relationship with you and if he wants to experience the polarity. For one, he's either forced to step into his feminine because now there's polarity between the masculine and the feminine, right? So there will be attraction, there will be flow, there will be collaboration, all those things will be there, but he will have to step into his feminine. Now that in turn will make you resent him quite a bit because secretly you expect him to step up, to initiate, to pursue you, which are all masculine traits. The other option he has, if he wants to stay in his masculine, is either butt his head with you all the time and become basically roommates. There will be no attraction whatsoever because there's no polarity. And at the end of the day, he doesn't have a choice if he wants to stay in his masculine than to leave you in order to continue to stay in his masculine. So eventually he will find a woman who is actually in her feminine so he can stay in his masculine and build an authentic polarity with her. Now, before I share my final bonus secret, I would love to hear from you. Which of these do you also want from a man, right? This is a two-way street. And for those of you who stayed until the very end, the bonus is the reason why he won't commit to you because you are too attached to the outcome. Now, what happens is if you are too attached to the outcome, you come from a place of fear. Fear pushes men away because it doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel sexy. And he also asks himself, she's connected. She's going to get attached to the outcome. What outcome? She doesn't even know me. So you go into future anticipation land and it doesn't make him feel safe because he's really saying, wait a minute, she didn't even get to know my 6 masculine archetypes. I didn't even get a chance to get to know her feminine archetypes, but yet she's get attached to the outcome. Is she really dating me? Or is she more attached to the outcome? Meaning you could literally have any man fill in the space. Look, no man wants to feel replaceable, right? No man wants to feel like, oh, it's not really meaningful whatsoever. And he wants to really have a woman who comes from a place of love, who comes from a place of trust, and who is actually truly in her magnetism. You see, when you get attached to the outcome, you're more in your dynamism, right? You're more in the masculine. You're sending energy out because you have strings attached. But you can't receive that same energy back. So you have zero magnetism, which is so attractive to a man who you want to attract into your life. So if you want to know why he just won't commit, check how much you are committed to attached to the outcome. So what you want to shift to instead is you want to be committed to the process because yes, of course, you want to get to know him on any level possible, but you want to detach from the outcome. And the reason why is because you don't really know him. You don't know how he turns out. And he can actually tell if you're like, you know what, we'll see if you're the right one or not. And that will have him actually step up more to the game. Versus if you're like, you know what, I already put you on a pedestal. You don't really have to do much to impress me. Like, he will just not do it. And he will literally throw you breadcrumbs because he knows that you already have him on the pedestal. So why would he actually sacrifice like his singlehood? Does that make sense? So if you want to discover the 3 text messages that make men that can't resist, go to magnetizingmessages.com, and the link is also in the description. And if you haven't watched so already, when a man deeply loves you, he will start saying these 5 things. Lots of love to you, ladies, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.